just kind of want to talk about what's going on with hardwired exotics in a What's going on, everybody? So today's episode, of course, the incubator kicks on, and now my phone's ringing. But it's just a story of my life. But I just kind of want to talk about what's going on with hardwired exotics in a whole. We're going to show off a couple of snakes too. But I've been getting asked about, what's happening? Why are you getting rid of so many animals? This and that, and I just need to clear up the smoke, I guess. So let's start with a snake, and maybe while I'm showing the snake off, I'll just talk about what's going on. So, all right, these were produced from a fire stranger to a black pastel albino. Honestly, I just wanted to see stranger black pastel, which is what this girl is. Um, and I'm super impressed with that. At the time I had never seen one, and I definitely enjoy it. I like it. I wasn't really thinking about the triple combo when I done this pairing, but I was thoroughly thrilled when we hatched out this fire black pastel stranger boy. So both these just hit Morph Market on the website. So if it's something you're interested in, you can check them out. So what's going on with hardwired exotic? Why am I getting rid of so many animals? Well, the fact of the matter is, ball pythons have been a staple for many years. And before I got consumed by ball pythons, I had very many species. We had chameleons, tegus, a bunch of tarantulas, many other species that I work with, boas, even retics. And I kind of just weeded all that type of stuff out. She's not happy. Typical stranger attitude. But kind of just weeded some of that stuff out. Stuck with the ball pythons, and I'll be honest with you, ball pythons is kind of what put us on quote unquote the map, or popularity contest, or whatever you want to call. And it just took off. It was fun and exciting and new, and we were making good money. We were able to invest and buy a new house, and we were able to just increase our collection in general. I was able to quit work 7 years ago now. I was able to quit work doing this. I mean, it just loved it. But I always had that desire to get more species. Well, I was introduced into a couple of new species a couple of years ago that I had never really worked with before, and I absolutely love it. I fell in love with them, and I might have put this girl up, so let me do that. Let me swap the snakes out. So this is a super blackhead pied girl. Not sure if I want to sell her or not, but these have been super popular. Let me show you another one. So this is what I believe is super blackhead with yellow belly pied. So these have been super popular. This one's a boy. Fantastic looking animal. Super proud of making these. I was lucky enough to make both parents on these two, which is really cool. But anyway, I fell in love with my short-tailed pythons and my house snakes, and I've been growing those up. This year, successfully bred both species, and I really enjoy working with them. And I've gotten more and more and more and more of house snakes, and probably is my new favorite species. So I'm probably going to breed the punk out of house snakes for the next couple of years. That's my kind of niche that I really enjoy working with. It's not necessarily about the money, although obviously I run a business, have to make money, but I just enjoy certain things. I still love my ball pythons. There's no way that I'm getting out of ball pythons, but you got to remember here, I can only house and feed so many animals. And we have Chinese king rats, we have sand boas, we have rainbow boas. The house snakes are just, I have 100 something house snakes now. What else do we have? The short tails, chrome heads, which are also short tails. You know, so we carpets. We have a numerous amount of animals that we are breeding here. Well, as these numbers of these species grow, I run out of room. So I can't house 800 snakes like I've been doing anymore. So basically what that means is something's got to leave in order for other species to fill those spots. And ball pythons are it. You know, when you have 450, 500 ball pythons, it doesn't make sense to produce that many animals for me anymore. The market is still there. We still sell. People are begging for these animals right here. So there are still animal ball pythons that are selling, and we are still making money at that. We all know that the economy is not great right now, but people are still purchasing ball pythons. That market is not completely dead. So when I hear people talk about it being dead, it's not completely dead. The pet industry for ball pythons is massive and booming. I can't make enough bells and pods and albinos and stuff like that because people want them. I can't make enough stuff like this because people want them. You know, so it's just depending on what area or market you're into with ball pythons. It's still there. Is it going to be like it was, you know, during the COVID years? I don't think so. It may not. I don't know. But the market itself is not dead on ball pythons. But I have all these other species, especially house snakes, that I really want to increase. And the only way that I can increase those is to sell ball pythons. Also, let me swap these out and I'll tell you about another thing. All right, so this is a black pastel cinnamon or black pastel, I don't remember. Anyway, some sort of super with the black pastel and hypo male. This is a really cool snake, paradoxed, white paradoxing at that. This is a fire inchy cypress hypo het desert ghost. So pretty cool there. But also this time of year, people are asking me, well, why are you selling so many breeder females? Why are you selling so many breeder males? Why are you selling breeders? Why are you selling breeders? Well, I have about 30 or 40 animals in our holdback rack that have to go somewhere. So I've been raising ball pythons that are going to be my future breeders. And I have to have room for these future breeders, and I don't have all that tub space nor the ability to feed because of rodents, so I have to sell adults. This is nothing new. I've done this every year since I've started breeding ball pythons. Adults have to come out and be sold or, you know, given away, found homes for, or whatever, and they're replaced by animals that I've hatched and raised to put into breeding stock. Nothing has changed there. I'm just a little later this year doing it because of everything that I've had going on. So that's nothing new. So between the fact of I need to downsize my breeder ball pythons by about 20 or 30, and then I need to, you know, have an area for 20 or 30 holdbacks to fill those spots too. So, you know, this year is going to be a little bit more for breeding, but that does not in any way reflect the fact that we are getting out of ball pythons, because that's just not true. So yes, we are getting rid of breeders. Yes, we are selling some holdbacks because we've kept too much over the years, but that does not mean that we're getting out of ball pythons, because we're not going anywhere when it comes to ball pythons. We are advancing extremely quickly with house snakes. That is going to be right there with ball pythons. I kind of want, you know, majority of my collection to be house snakes and ball pythons. That's kind of what I want. My buddy Chris Davenport is taking our retics so that I can put in more smaller racks for house snakes in that area. So it's just a matter of, sorry, the dogs are in here in crates, so you can probably hear them in the background. Which, by the way, Pearl was just bred, so fingers crossed that we have some another litter of puppies. But you know, just moving things around. I have had more snakes than I've ever had the past couple of months while I was sick at that and going through all these surgeries. It's just time to trim some of the fat off and move some animals out so that I can get back to where I can handle everything on my own, and we can breed enough rodents to feed everything, and I don't have to buy snakes. So I just kind of wanted to put this video out there, let everybody know what's going on with Hardwired Exotics, kind of cut some of the rumors about us getting out of ball pythons or out of snakes in general or shutting the doors. We are in the process of starting up another business, as if I don't have enough already. So there are some things in the works for that too, so you may hear some rumors about that, but until we release it, everything is just, you know, we're just following where the Lord takes us right now, and doing what I think's best for myself and our family. I mean, these hens and these animals feed my family, and you know, I have to take care of all of this, and I have to do what's the best choice. But we're not going anywhere. So hope y'all enjoyed this video, and see y'all soon.